GA Cup is the best premier event in North America for top young players.
We're here now. I love all of you. Put the game away. Trust in all.
It's probably the most competitive tournament here in the U.S.
60-minute games. Everybody can go hard, okay?
People are watching. Scouts, I have to show my skills to get where I want to be, which is pro.
My goal is obviously to be a professional soccer player.
Everyone here wants to go pro. That's the end goal of everybody.
And we've seen this with many players coming out of our club, like Ben Akarmaski and Ali Bedoya.
It makes me think that I could do it too, and it gives me that motivation.
I think the biggest thing is to be at MLS next.
The Sunshine State is living up to its name on a flawless day in Bradenton, Florida. It's match day 1 of the 2025 Generation Adidas Cup, New York Red Bulls and Leicester City. As we welcome you here to Florida, I'm Michael Watring, joined by Katie Goodman. Great to have you with us for this tournament. And Katie, this is some of the elite stars of tomorrow. What are you looking forward to this week?
I mean, being able to potentially call the names of players who might be a household name moving forward. That's absolutely unique. First time that we've had major international involvement. I mean, 51 different clubs, 14 different countries here today. So really exciting, all of it.
It's an exciting tournament, and MLS sides have really controlled this tournament in recent years. 5 of the last 6 GA Cup titles have been won by those out of the United States. Leicester City will try to break that as we take a look at the starting 11 for Leicester City. And Katie, this is a group that has 3 different age groups. They've come together for this tournament.
Yeah, quite a bit of adaptability out here tonight. One of the most notable, Louis Page, has been playing in the Premier League 2. He's been made some appearances there for the English youth national team. So really excited to see him play.
And then for New York Red Bulls, you take a look at this starting 11, and one of the stars of the MLS youth product is Davi Alexandre.
Alexandre, already a homegrown contract here signed, has made some appearances in the MLS Next Pro squad, and again, another guy who you're going to be looking forward to here in the future.
So we're ready to go here today for kickoff. It is New York Red Bulls in the green kits. It's the blue for Leicester City, and we're underway here on match day 1. This is the U18 age group. Red Bulls and Leicester City. And Katie, 60-minute games. You heard it there at the outset. What does a mindset of a player have to be, knowing that you only get 60 and not the full 90?
I mean, it's so tough because, especially in those last 10 minutes of the half, you're so used to playing 45-minute halves that you're expecting a little bit of extra time. So that means you gotta have to come out really fast here and make things happen quickly. Almost a nice breakaway there.
Leicester City looking to push things forward. William Daniels takes this throw. Leicester City, coached by Adam Berardo. Played collegiately in the United States at the University of Mobile. Has been with Leicester City for 8.5 years. Here comes Red Bulls looking to make a surge. One of the most fascinating parts of this is you get different styles of play. Skuru plays it over. It's Nelic. Nelic whistles one in. And it's an early save from Jake Donahue.
Quality development there from the Red Bulls. Nice seam found there in the side. Almost followed up with a banger. A good opportunity here.
So a first corner kick of the match goes to New York Red Bulls. This in-swinging ball coming in, and it takes a glance off of a Red Bull head and flies out wide, but good early signs here for Red Bulls. Modi C was the man that latched onto that.
Had a chance to speak with Coach Jonathan Rhodes. He'd mentioned that he's here on trial. He's only known him a couple of days and already making his presence known here.
They have a few players that are on this extended trial period. Here's a good takeaway. Swings forward. Now it's taken over. An opportunity from C that hooks just wide in the end. Alpha. 3 shots in the last 60 seconds from Red Bulls, and very much warning signs here against Leicester City.
Must feel the pressure of those 30-minute halves, coming out with a bang here. Nice little bend on the run too, just to get in and get a look at goal.
Wind will certainly play a part here in this matchup today. The wind has been howling around the park for much of the day. Expect some of these more direct balls to get knocked down by the wind. As it sits right now, it's going across the field as you see it from near to far.
And a little chaotic too. It seems to switch it up every now and then, so this should be a fun match.
And while the sun is excellent on the pitch today, the wind very much having an influence in this Florida weather.
Which is actually beautiful out here today.
I was speaking with one of the Leicester assistants, and they were saying that don't get weather like this over in England.
Sure, they'll get some pool time or beach time later.
There is Alexandre, central defender.
Those center backs don't get enough credit. It's a highly cerebral position, high IQ, quick thinking. To have excelled in that position, I think, says a lot about him.
Red Bulls flexing their muscles early, but it is a takeaway. Adid quickly through the middle. It hits the official. So that whistles it here for Leicester City. Leicester City in Premier League 2, 10th on the 2016 team table, 31 points, but it is a very tight race. They're 4 points off of the top 4. Skuro gives it away. Excellent pass, Page. Adaji. It's a giveaway, but then stolen right back as it rolls out for a Red Bulls throw. Not a bad crowd here. It's really a fun event because if I turn around, I can see, what, 6 different matches going on other than the one that we're watching here. And it is a jam-packed schedule. You're going to play the group stage, ultimately decided into the knockout rounds, but those that don't make it to the knockout rounds still guaranteed a minimum amount of games. So as most coaches have said, it's an opportunity for something to be at stake here and be exposed to the opportunities that they have. Excellent hustle. Skuro takes it away, funnels it through, pops back out. Nelic chips it through the middle, and it's taken right back by Leicester City. On the counter, Adid. Up top it is. Here's a long distance shot that rolls wide. Shevchik dove over in that direction, but saw it go wide in the end as Riley Carr made that run forward.
Great stuff, back to back, all the way around. Red Bulls continue to find seams, and Leicester continues to shut it down. Doing good there to find some space and get a quick switch. I think that wind just carried it a little much for him.
A stumble and a giveaway from Luke Benadid. Red Bulls take it back over. It's the captain, Chrysofinis. Jack back for Alexandre. Red Bulls very much telling the tale of the opening 7 minutes.
See defense trying to drop, create some space, find some better passing lanes. Good to see that patience at such a young age.
A takeaway by Daniels and a throw. And it's always impressive to watch the maturity of some of these players. And a couple 14-year-olds on each side as well, and getting an opportunity to play here against players that are sometimes 4 years older than they are.
And that has to be a challenge, just communicating with each other, both at two very different points in their lives. Developmentally, too, even physically, muscle mass, everything.
Taco was fouled, so Leicester City get a free kick here. Louis Page, 10 appearances in Premier League 2, 8 caps with the English U17 side as well. Page ropes this ball all the way across, and in the end, 2 late runners unable to latch on as it trickles out for a goal kick. Well, the mixture of this Red Bulls group, fascinating as well. You have a chunk of these players who spend the majority of their time with Red Bulls 2 in MLS Next Pro. And then you have another few that are with the academy groups. And as we mentioned, some players, in essence, on a tryout right now with Red Bulls.
It's such an incredible group to be a part of, to be able to move up and down so seamlessly. Really and truly a pathway to pro.
And both coaches were echoing the idea of a pathway, understanding that at younger ages, it's so important to develop those players, develop the skills that they need, give them that opportunity to make that impact once they get to the professional levels, be it with their club or be it somewhere else.
Talk about a really extra special experience, not only in playing for academies, but just being around, networking, meeting coaches from all over the world. You never know where some of these kids could end up next.
I've seen it plenty of times over the years. For Red Bulls in particular, Juan Agudelo eventually started with the U.S. men's national team.
Ended up at San Antonio FC, my hometown.
Yeah, he got started here in Generation Adidas Cup. And we're 10 minutes into this 60-minute match. Scoreless in the U18 group stage between Red Bulls and Leicester City. Michael Watring, Katie Goodman, and our team with you. Excited to have you along for the ride in this matchup. Maybe the wind wreaking havoc on that slicing ball out.
Another notable Red Bull, Cameron Harper. Really quality guy. Spent a ton of time on the first team and actually had the opportunity to interview him when he was about 17 years old. And at the time, you know, I had no idea who I might be talking to, and it's just really cool to see how he's grown and progressed since then.
Yeah, it's one of the fun things about tournaments like these, a foul whistled and a free kick for Red Bulls. What we're witnessing right now, you have no idea. And even the coaches echoing that a little bit too, where they think that there is this opportunity for a couple of these guys, that the sky is the limit for them, but you have no idea how they're going to mature. No idea how things are going to sort out in the next several years as they continue along in their careers.
Another thing we heard coaches say is the challenge of having too many good players. You know, they might be able to play up into the next level, but they need those quality minutes, and you just can't replicate game time with practice. So it's a really good spot for them here.
Shots are at 3-1 for Red Bulls. All three of their shots came in about a 60-second window in the opening couple minutes. Leicester City have the one shot that went wide. And now here's an opportunity, lacing onto this. Alexandre, you see that poise from the central defender, knocking that ball away, but it does concede a corner. First time in the match that Leicester City will get one.
Really good opportunity here. Great step. At least seeing that one out.
Luke Minadid takes this corner kick, curls it around, and it goes on top of the net. Toby Shevchik, the goalkeeper, will take this goal kick. He's just 14 years of age. He trains mostly with the first and second teams, doesn't spend a lot of time at this level. But you also have Aiden Stokes, who plays for MLS Next Pro, and the second team. It's a very talented group that they have for Red Bulls at goalkeeper.
Sure, it's also, I'll hold that thought.
Carr chases, Carr gets a piece. Carr swings it in, it hits the left bar, it trickles in front, and it's Lorenz Hutchinson scoring the opening goal. Had 9 at the U18 level, and he opens the scoring for the Foxes here to make it 1-0.
We'll have to look back at this. It's on the counter. You've got a ton of blue jerseys here. It almost had it there in that first opportunity. Hits the post. He finishes it up there to clean it up. And that's what counts. It's that you're getting numbers up, that anyone can put it away here. And just like that, 1-0.
King was denied off of the post. There's no denying Hutchinson. And after it felt like Red Bulls had such a run of play, it is Leicester City that have the opening goal.
Solid point. I mean, it really felt like Red Bull was just dominating in possession there for a bit on both sides of the ball. But all it counts really is the goal.
So let's see how Red Bulls responds. The Foxes have the opening goal on just their second shot attempt. Red Bulls look to go fast. Skuro gets fouled.
Talk about a sense of urgency. We're already halfway through the first half, so you know that's got to feel a little bit different here. It's about maintaining that composure even with the sense of urgency. It's going to be the best part here.
Ryan Skuro taking this free kick. Curls this ball in, again high into the sky. It stays in play along the touchline, and finally coming out of there, Riley Carr dances around one, but not a second, as King was the target. How will Red Bulls respond, being down by a goal? They've had plenty of possession, but haven't quite had the dangerous looks that they had in the opening 3 minutes.
You know what they say, 1-0 is the worst lead in soccer. So if they can get some momentum back, they still have plenty of time.
Skuro sends this right through the middle of the park, looking for Saint. Another giveaway. Molonge loses it, and now here comes King. And Shevchik sweeps that ball away. Page wins the header. C tries to make the turn, and it's C that commits the foul on Taco.
I'm of the mindset it's always better to be a little aggressive in those moments. He's got a really great vertical too, so you can't blame him there on that one.
Louis Page backspins this ball in, and it ends up going through several different players before it rolls out. And another goal kick here. Yeah, as you mentioned, 15 minutes in, you're halfway through the first half, so you're a quarter of the way through the game instead of that extra 30 minutes that you would get for the full 90. So urgency will be something that's key for every team in the Generation Adidas Cup.
Might also be a good way to sneakily build up some stamina if you're pushing really hard in 30 when you're not used to pushing that hard in 30. If you do that every day, it's going to help you out later.
Yeah, nothing to hold back now. Nelic lays it back. More room on this side. Skuro resets. Red Bulls have 3 players with MLS Next Pro experience, including this man right here, Christian Gallagher. Gets the angle and the edge, but unable to get around Adedeji. And a foul is whistled against Red Bulls.
Red Bulls love to go back. They love to recycle the ball and, again, try to find seams. But I think maybe switching it up and getting a little more forward focus might help them out a bit. There's an opportunity, a first-time touch forward might have gotten them in behind.
Teams will enter per age group. 10 groups of 4 compete in each of the 2 age groups. You'll have the 10 group winners, and then the top 6 second-place finishers reach the knockout stage. Here's Gallagher punching that ball along. Gallagher, 111 minutes so far in MLS Next Pro with Red Bulls 2. 20th minute of play. It's Leicester City 1, Red Bulls 0. It was a good transitional moment. Indeed. And then King hit the post. And then Hutchinson scoring on a low and hard strike into the bottom corner.
Really has slowed the momentum here for the Red Bulls too. Find a way to get it back. There's that high press mentality.
Yeah, Leicester have really settled in nicely into this matchup. Excellent ball. Advantage played along. Adid curls his ball around. It's King. King hits it first time. Shevchik a save. Second go at it. Hooks around and hits the outside of the post. Leicester again dangerous in transition.
Once again, another look here. What a beautiful ball in. Just goes awry. Quality work there from the keep, and almost got it there had he not tracked the run, but again, keeper there to save the day. One thing we know about New York Red Bulls is that they love that high press mentality, and Leicester is completely picked up on that. They're quick to move out of the back. They're not playing with it. And whenever the ball is on the opposite side of the field, they're not quick to press either. So you see this high press coming from the Red Bulls, and they've gotten them almost every time on the counter.
Big save there by Kobe Shevchik as well. Otherwise, it would be 2-0. Foul, and it's going to be a booking as well. Gallagher will be the first man in the books. One injured player here for Leicester City means both groups will have a quick chance to have a chat.
Really perfect timing for a chat too. Just enough time to potentially equalize or get ahead even more if you're Leicester City.
One more game to come up today to wrap things up. It'll be Orlando City and Inter Milan coming up at 4:30 p.m. You can catch all the action this week on MLS's YouTube channel, and it'll be a fun one that we have coming up, Katie, to watch Orlando City and Inter Milan. And one of the best parts about this tournament is you get these groups, be it from MLS, be it from Europe, South America, wherever they're from, different style of play, different ways of going about the game, and it's the exposure as a younger player that you are not used to getting. And I know you played when you were younger. An opportunity you would have loved to have had.
Oh, absolutely. You know, just different playing styles, you know, different people that you can meet, different places that you can potentially go. I mean, the sky's the limit here. Not to mention the recruiting that's probably happening here on a collegiate level, especially, you know, men's soccer here in the U.S. Is a little bit different than what we're going to see in England, where they might go right into pro at 18 or 16 or 17. It's not always the case here. So I'm sure there's plenty of college coaches out there in the stands or on the stream.
Yeah, if you walk around the complex here at IMG Academy, just a brilliant sight. You can see so many different college logos throughout this facility. And we're already down to the final 6 minutes or so of this first half, with Leicester City out in front 1-0. Hutchinson scoring in the 14th minute, and he nearly added one more after hitting the post 7 minutes after that. It's the group from England leading the MLS group here in Generation Adidas Cup. Couple skims down through the middle. Rolled out wide to deep. This ball comes all the way through to the back post. Hutchinson was salivating but couldn't get a piece of it. Shevchik couldn't slow it down either. It goes out again, and Leicester City very much putting up the warning signals against Red Bulls.
Once again, another close call. They're really just heating up here. The question is if they can keep that through the final whistle. Have another look back at that. Just a near miss once again.
Have a second goal before the end of the first half. Leicester City leading by 1. This ball floats out. No deflection, throw in for Red Bulls as they try to get a late first half strike. Ball went out. Speaking with Coach Jonathan Rhodes about this Red Bulls group. That he wants his team to be aggressive and pressing, but also be quick to score in transition. Will this be one of those moments? Through the middle, Gallagher tosses it. A nice header from Adedeji right back to the keeper, Donahue.
Leicester City really just hasn't given them many opportunities to get out in transition. They really stay tucked tight. They're on defense, and they don't take the bait. I think that's why you see New York Red Bulls playing so slow out of the back at times.
Juggles around. King lays it off to the left side. Riley Carr rolls it in. Shevchik makes another stop.
Shevchik really putting in the work here today. Has come in big in some really key moments.
2 critical stops from Shevchik. Corner kick here for Leicester City. Hooks all the way around to the back post, and the second time that it goes on the top of the cage. I think the wind very much affecting things in that direction. American throw comes in. It's knocked out. Page has his pass knocked to the surface. C curls this around. Nelic chases. Diallo wins the race. A couple men might have been offside there, and Shevchich gets that ball into the sky.
Great work from the back line. Again, really hard to tell with this wind because it ebbs and flows too.
Taco. Hutchinson wraps this ball well over the top of King and out for another goal kick. A stumble, but the pass goes up the field. Gallagher chases after this. Donahue flings it right back over to that far sideline. Touch, a hold, a tumble, and a foul against Red Bulls. Wind knocks this ball down. Kindly for Hutchinson. Skips past two and rolls it back. Leicester City have been very good in possession. And of course, as I say that, they give it away. Red Bulls look for a late first half equalizer into the final minute of these 30-minute halves for 60-minute games.
Might be hard managing, energy and output here in these 30-minute halves because Red Bull's starting to look a little bit tired. If they could pick up the pace just a little bit, start playing a little bit quicker out of the back, I think they would be really successful moving up the field.
We're hearing 2 minutes of stoppage time in the first half. Carr twirls around, carries it out of play with him.
Can appreciate the effort. Trying to zhuzh things up a bit out there.
Long ball down the field. Hutchinson chases after it. Rejak skips it over the top.
Great work to bring that one down and settle. Definitely have to be careful with Lorenz Hutchinson over there. 9 goals already in just a few games. Just can't give him any kind of space.
A few moments here in this first half. Alexandre puts it back in play.
Tough to have a set piece with this kind of wind. Forced to play out of the back.
Rejak. Left sideline, Skuro. Here comes Nelic. Nelic dances and has that ball poked away defensively by Page. Final half minute of this first half. Taken right back by Rejak. Through the middle it goes. Here's C. Thought about taking a hit from long range. Paula. Here's C. Malonge. There's no clock here physically for the players to look at. We have the benefit of our graphic in the top left corner. And here comes C. See, hooks this ball in. Gallagher gets a piece, and there's the equalizer from Red Bulls. Dennis Nelic, right at the final horn of the first half, ties it at 1.
Just in the nick of time, and that's all that matters here. Talk about a momentum shift in just the last minute or two, able to get in on the end of this run is Modi C. He gets it across, and it's left wide open right there. That's exactly what happens when you don't track your runner. The good work there to not waste that opportunity. All back at square one here.
And there's the first half whistle. So the penultimate kick of the first half provides a tying goal for the MLS side. And we've played 30 minutes. A fun one here in the U18 age group. Leicester City scores in the 13th minute. Nelic equalizes on one of the final kicks of the first half. And we're tied at 1 here at GA Cup.
You ready? MLS is game on. Don't you? On. Stars on.
Kevin Sullivan, the history maker.
30,000 friends on. Rivalries on.
Versus New York City.
MLS, this is our soccer. Game on.
Vibe.
51 different clubs from 14 countries, all vying for a Generation Adidas Cup title. PSV Eindhoven from the Netherlands off to a lovely start in the U16s, a 1-0 win over DC United. AJ Ricketts, Kalen Carr, Eindhoven got off to a very positive start. A couple of chances off the foot of their left back, Dyron Stom, nearly found the nets.
Yeah, Stom was really good in those wide areas in this first half, creating opportunities, one-on-one ability, serving the ball in. You can see just the patience a little bit, a little hesitation, stop, starts, just that change of direction, the dynamic, and then the ball served in. Chakanrad had a few good looks, but wasn't quite able to put that on net.
DC United, this was their best opportunity of the entire match. It goes right to the foot of their best goal scorer and then goes awry.
Yeah, Aviles did really well on the pressure defensively and then stands the ball up well. And Barrios had 13 goals on the season. It's a really good look from him, but he just wasn't quite able to get on top of it.
Opening match of this prestigious tournament. Just the tough miscue right here defensively for DC United, and Obama takes advantage.
Yeah, PSV did a good job of upping their line of confrontation in the second half and get rewarded for it right away with Apia coming across from that left winger position, tucking in. Really good defensive structure and takes advantage with the first time finish.
One last chance, the dying seconds of this game, coming off a free kick. And balled around. DC United committed numbers forward, but never really could get a clean chance.
Yeah, DC had to throw numbers forward in the end, but just not quite able to turn that into a clear chance.
We're off and running at the Generation Adidas Cup. Well, the scenic views of Sarasota greeting those all around the globe who have made their way to the Generation Adidas Cup in FC Tokyo. From the Pacific to Sarasota to a 2-1 win over Toronto FC here today. AJ Ricketts, Kalen Carr. It was Tell you what, it was Toronto right out of the gate, 6th minute, that struck first for the early goal.
Yeah, and this was the profile of match that Toronto FC wanted to see, an end-to-end open affair where they're able to get on transition. It's excellent hold-up play from Kerr Von Kerr to start this play, to spring it out wide, and then unselfish there from Devontae Simon to square it across, and it all seemed to be going the direction of Toronto FC coming back, but switch things up a little bit. This is lovely little play here to then find the inside out run here from Nakata, and then he just cuts it across. Lovely little cutback. Hajiyama with the finish brings them right back in this.
FC Tokyo did not blink at any point of this match, even when they went down early. They were the aggressor, the attacking team on the front foot. Hajiyama scores. Shootout Joe also a tally for this Tokyo side that earned victory here today.
Yeah, and credit to Shozaki also, who sprung that one wide to Nakano before he gets the one-on-one opportunity. But this was the issue for Toronto FC, was building out of the back was an issue throughout most of the match, especially the second half. And FC Tokyo took advantage by just jumping that lane, being aggressive, keeping that press, this extra pass here, and then how about this technique from Shootout Joe? Excellent finish.
Kajiyama scores the first, Shootout Joe scores the second. FC Tokyo are off and running at the GA Cup. 2-1 over Toronto FC.
I'm hanging on like a fridge to a magnet. A jigsaw with all the right pieces. You and me, we go good together. You and I go good together. You and I, we go good together.
You ready? MLS is game on. Dochi? On. Stars on.
Kevin Sullivan, the history maker.
30,000 friends? On. Rivalries on.
Versus New York City.
MLS, this is our soccer. Game on.
An exciting opening 30 minutes of play in the Generation Adidas Cup U18 age group. Michael and Katie back with you as we look at the highlights from a 1-1 tally so far. And this thing got started after Red Bulls had a lot of possession. It was Leicester City in transition, and Lorenz Hutchinson scored.
Quality work there, finishing the deal from Hutchinson, and they did such a great job of getting Red Bulls to take the bait and then getting out in transition. Of course, the wind at their back. We're not going to let this one miss, despite hitting the post. They're able to slot it in.
So that made it 1-0 in the 13th minute, and it was nearly 2 on this Josh King chance.
Great look there. Again, doing an incredible job of just getting in behind, finding those seams, and it's just, again, 2 back-to-back near misses.
But in the waning seconds of half number one, Red Bulls finally broke through as Modi C over for Dennis Nelic.
Nelic there, not wasting that opportunity at all whatsoever, completely out of the blue, able to get in and put it away.
It was a great finish from Nelic, right on the doorstep to push this one in, and that made it a 1-1 game on the second to last kick of the opening 45 of play. And that's where we sit right now, entering half number two. 30 more minutes to decide this one. If it's still tied, we would go to penalties to finish this one out. Second half of action is underway. It's Red Bulls out in the green kits and the blues for Leicester City. Michael Watre, Katie Goodman, and our team with you here. Great to have you along for the ride for this matchup in Generation Adidas Cup 2025. Leicester City be able to make something happen here on the road. MLS have won 5 of the last 6 GA Cup titles. A foul whistle. And that ball goes back to Red Bulls. When you look at this matchup, you look at how things are sorting out. It's a speed run to the finale of this one, but also the top team from each group gets a chance to play in that next stage, but it's also the second group, those top 6 in that second group, so you don't want to let things get too far out of hand.
Right. It's still very early on here, but of course you want to punch your ticket forward, so you still, every game from here on out is going to be leaving it all on the field.
A quick throw taken. Here's C. Out wide it goes. C again with choices to make. He stumbles, regains his momentum and plays it out. It's Leicester City. Couple changes for Red Bulls. Junior Diouf is out there. Sebastian Chavez on the field as well. Couple changes for Red Bulls, trying to get the right mixture out here. Very much an assessment period for these organizations in this type of tournament. One of the top youth international tournaments in the world.
You know, with all of this wind, it's almost a different game plan for either half, and only 30 minutes to get that done is really tough. Interesting to see if they take a more direct approach here now that they have the wind at their back. They, as in Red Bulls.
Certainly a game where you have to adapt as you go along. As you mentioned, the wind changing its direction as you go through the game. As that's happening, you very much have to adjust on the fly of how things are going.
Adapt, adjust. It seems to be the names of the game here all the way around, whether there's wind or just new styles of play, international influences. It's also important just for the overall growth of soccer, especially here in the United States. Bit of a bear hug coming from behind, but lucky not to get called there.
First half action, you had Leicester City 6-4 leaders in shots, 2-1 in corners. This ball rolls forward. Here comes Junior Diouf. Diouf tries to circle around one. Instead, finds space, rolls it back, left-footed shot. Hits the outside of the rope.
He's got that strong, physical striker presence. See there, is able to hold off 2 blue jerseys. Found some space, got a look. Once again, nice turn to try to set up the shot with a quick trigger too. You got to hand it to him. Just side netting. Things starting to get a little bit chippy here. A few more jersey grabs and body checks, but one wouldn't expect it. You're all knotted up here. Only a couple minutes to go.
Yeah, very much one of those situations where now the competitive side of these players start to get showcased.
Nice and tricky out of the back there.
Carr sprints around Chavez. Carr has the angle. Carr throws it in. It takes a bounce off of one Red Bull and it's pushed away. Instead of it being a corner, it's a throw. Throws it to the middle of the field. A high arcing ball over the top. Nelic was likely the target. You could see his reaction as soon as that ball went over his head.
You can understand what Louis Page was trying to do there, though. He did a great job of opening up his body, trying to let that ball carry. But again, it's this wind, it's a crosswind at this point, and so just hard to adjust to.
Nelic chases Donahue to force that ball away. Rolls over. Diouf chases. Page wins that race. Donahue slices this towards midfield. Hope the long. Nelic, back pass, rolls in. Donahue bobbles as it slides right underneath his legs and out for a Red Bull corner.
Really pretty teamwork there from New York Red Bulls. A nice little back heel pass, run onto it. I'm loving this trickiness. Just not able to get it all the way through. But again, it feels like we're at that moment once again where the New York Red Bulls are starting to heat up. And can they finish and seal the deal here?
Second corner of the match. Arcs into the sky. Back post it goes. And ultimately it fades out.
Tough spot to play out of on the ground. Still a lot of yellow jerseys in the area, but did good to build out of pressure.
The opening 7 minutes feel very much like the opening 7 minutes of this match. Red Bulls in control, settling this ball down, getting the dangerous chances so far. But here's a good run through the middle of the park, and it leads to a foul and a booking as well. Second booking of this match, and it goes on Brady Boulanger.
I'd say that was an intelligent foul. Let Louis Page get too much room, then that might have been a goal. It wasn't a hard break.
Leicester City to get a free kick out of this. Just wonder what the adaptations are in matches like these. Anything that goes into the air, impossible to be accurate on. Can you play a little bit more quickly and connect dots to get the ball in off of these set pieces? This ball spins away, and as it continues to hover in the sky, we got a whistle for a foul.
I like the idea of putting backspin on it. A lot of backspin on that ball. But really just not set up for success there.
Hutchinson spins this ball all the way across and over to intervene and get that ball away was Timothy Logan.
Great defensive read there from him.
Here's Logan. Eyes up. Swings this ball across. He knocks it the first time. Nelic had the second piece. Boulanger gives it away.
was going to say, you could see the idea that Logan had. He was trying to bend it around the back line without, you know, rocketing it into a dangerous spot where the keeper could get it. But again, just tough, all in the moment. Red Bull collects again here. Really seemed to do well playing on the ground.
Roughly 20 more minutes to go in this match. Leicester City 1, New York Red Bulls 1. Hutchinson opening the scoring in the 13th minute for Leicester City, and then in the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time, one of the final kicks of the opening 45, Dennis Nelic shovels a ball into the net to tie the score at 1 apiece. Alongside Katie Goodman and her team, Michael Watring with you for this Generation Adidas Cup matchup here in Bradenton, Florida. A sun-soaked afternoon, windy albeit at times.
Non-stop, it feels like.
Still to come today, you have Orlando City and Inter Milan in the U18 age group. King and Alexandre. And it's off of Alexandre.
Be ready, Will. Right up. Get your hips open. Hips open. Hips open.
Goes out for a Red Bulls throw.
Effect the 8. Effect the 8, Riley. Effect the 8.
Well, Red Bulls made a couple changes at halftime. Leicester City appear to be getting ready for their first changes of this second half.
Yes. Go on. Go on.
Unlucky first touch there.
Will. Go on. Yes, Will. Round, Choco. Come on. Double.
Through it all, I feel like Leicester City's just been so composed and calm. Even despite going down a goal, they really don't change much. Excuse me, having a goal scored against them, you know, they still maintain that composure and that confidence.
Never would have known that this group just came together for this tournament. Most of these players having never played with each other before, but here's a great ball. Logan shakes past the defender and then has this ball roll all the way across. Diallo swings it away.
Another solid point there. It's not like these guys have been training together all season long. They're coming in and having to work through a lot.
Nelic unable to hold on to it. That ball swirls out. Chavez. See. Gets that ball away. Joshua King will be the man that will get subbed off here in a moment. In the middle of the field it goes. Nelic runs into Adedeji.
In a situation where you want them to pick up the pace, they might have a lot of daylight there, but doesn't mean you want to slow the pace down anymore. You still want to get in. Had a nice in side pass there.
Daniels sprints forward, lays this off. Hing tries to dodge Shevchik, cannot do so. The keeper came out just strong enough. Hutchinson hits this ball wide.
I think Shevchik would have been there anyway, making a great diving effort just to get on the end of that. Nice touch into space. Quality drive, it just goes awry again. I think wind might have had something to do with that. I know it was a low-driven ball, but even with this level of wind, it can still send that ball over to the side. Shevchik, one of the best 2009 goalkeeping prospects of this year, has spent some time on the Red Bull 2 team, also on the U.S. youth national team and Polish youth national team. So, I mean, again, I think one of those guys who we're going to hear a lot more about in the coming years.
Leicester City makes a change. Bismarck Owusu is the first man that is summoned from the bench. Joshua King comes out. It moves Lorenz Hutchinson into that more central location on the field as the team's top striker instead of playing right wing, the man that scored the goal in this matchup so far. Ball ends up out of play. Will either side win this thing in the full 60? Will we need penalties to decide this one?
As we found out in the first half, it could change in the final seconds, so anything could go here.
Hutchinson went after that ball. Shevchik comes out to get it. He's called for the foul. Red Bull's also preparing a couple more changes as well. Matteo Zambrano and Eric Velasquez stand by the fourth official. Logan makes a defender with a pass, but cannot get it all the way across. And then Alexandre's clearance attempt flies right over to Carr. Carr goes down, and it is a booking. Yellow card is shown. That one goes against Brejak. That's the third different player to pick up a yellow for this Red Bulls group.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It means they want it. It's just making sure that you're not giving up yellows in silly places. Lucky for them, this wind is going to cause problems for this set piece.
Final 12 minutes or so in this 18 group stage match. An area where those that would be ambitious might strike this ball, but here maybe too far away. Page strikes this ball and it skies over everybody and out. And now we will get those changes here. Matteo Zambrano and Eric Velasquez both coming on. replace Chrysofinis, the captain of this group, and Alexandre come out. Both coaches now. It's interesting here, only in the 50th minute, but you also do have to consider penalties. Getting the right puzzle pieces on the field. If you go in that direction to decide this one. That cross attempt from Carr gets knocked away.
Maybe a situation where they did PK practice, and if it goes to that, he's got a couple guys who might be able to slot it away. Hard to say, but I do know Matteo Zambrano is on trial, so probably wanted to see a few minutes from him here. Just a tough spot to change things.
10 minutes plus stoppage time remains in this group stage match. And Leicester City to use a change. Lalu Omabalaje coming in, and Lukman Adid is coming out. First minute change. Leicester City scored the opening goal in this matchup. And coming back in the 13th minute. A Hutchinson goal after a ball had hit the left post. Hutchinson would hit the post in the 21st minute as well. And then Nelic scored the equalizer on the penultimate kick of the first half. We sit tied at 1 in a second half that has only seen one shot per side. Here's C. Logan's the target, and he's got space to run into. Logan goes through the middle of the park. He's got choices. Funnels that one through the middle. Nelic unable to see the ball end up at his feet. Now Hutchinson hunts this ball down. Owusu.
Really so unlucky that Red Bulls weren't able to connect there. Just some incredible runs going in behind the back line. Seeing a lot of good parts here in these young players. Sometimes it's just one pass or one touch off from being something really spectacular.
Here's a good run. Owusu. Owusu slams on the brakes. Owusu chips this in. He was hanging out near the penalty spot before it gets cleared. Much like the first half, Leicester City have grown into this match. A tug of the jersey, and this will be a booking as well against Louis Page.
Again, another intelligent foul. Well played. Got to hand it to Red Bulls. They're, I think, starting to figure out here in these final minutes ways to find seams in behind the back line. Had a couple of good looks, just haven't connected that last pass.
Red Bulls have never led. Their lead come in the waning moments. Logan sprints around, tugging on the jersey of Daniels, and wins his team a corner. Third one of the match for Red Bulls.
Only a few more minutes and potentially one of the last corner kick opportunities before having to go to PKs. A lot on the line here.
It's going to be a change for Red Bulls as well. Hilda Souza is coming in, and it is Diouf, or no, check that, C that is coming out. Wanted to get that one in here before this corner kick. This ball laced it over the top of a couple bodies. There was a late run from Diouf, but it's over his head and goes out for a goal kick.
Another look back at that. Lots of movement there, which is great to see. Just a near miss, not able to put it away.
Five minutes to go. Will moments like that end up deciding this group stage match in the U18 portion of Generation Adidas Cup? Great to have you with us. Michael Watring, Katie Goodman, and our team with you. Enjoying this one. Our third of 4 games today. Logan hustles after it. Instead, we'll watch this ball skim off of the head of Daniels and out for another Red Bull corner.
Nice pass outside the boot. Put a little bend on it. Love seeing the creativity here.
Ryan Skuru readies with this one.
Would it be a last-minute quarter kick if the ref weren't involved? That's the question.
We saw half the bodies in the pitch fall down on the last corner kick. Skuro readies with this ball. Hooks it in, middle of the box, and over 3 different Red Bull heads.
That's tough. It was clearly part of the plan, going backside there. Sometimes it's a game of inches. Make all the difference.
Things that Adam Bradenton wanted to see about this group was the adaptability that they had as this game went along, being exposed to everything. Diouf has it along the touchline. Diouf dances around, chips it, and it gets saved right on the line. It had to be a decisive stop there. Adedeji made himself big. Break in the other direction. Daniels has it. Daniels spins it across. There's nobody in blue over there. '58th minute. Diouf spins. Logan would have been the target, but cannot find it.
Here's a look at that last effort. I mean, absolute footwork here, breaking ankles left and right. Just can't quite get past that last defender. Loving the trickiness there. The entertainment value, as they say.
Meyer plays this ball forward. Owusu maintains his balance long enough to get this ball. Owusu plays it back. Daniels gets shoved, doesn't stop his run. Does give it away, however. Only one man on this side of the field for Red Bulls. Ball stayed in play. Hutchinson got a look at it, but Velasquez heads it out. Zambrano goes down. There's no foul. Stefan Perry says, I don't see anything in that. This ball thrown right to Timothy Logan. Logan does draw the foul this time. Another change coming. Darren Motzi, the 14-year-old for Leicester City, is coming in here in the waning seconds, and what a stage to be put on. Riley Carr is the man stepping off the field. So Motzi comes in, and he comes in the final minute before stoppage time. Chavez skies this ball across. Cuts through the wind.
Matzi, a young 14-year-old who has made his way onto this roster. Again, just completely different ball game playing with 14-year-olds versus 17 and 18-year-olds. So good for him to get any minutes, whatever they may be.
2 minutes of stoppage time to come. Red Bulls have another corner kick coming. Their fourth of the second half. This is their first one from that far sideline. It'll be an out-swinging ball, or maybe not. As Logan heads over there, it'll be an in-swinger. Logan lines it up. Logan swings it around, and it nearly found a head on that back post, but Donahue gets enough of it to chip it out.
Great work there, just getting a paw on it. And it's a great service in, too. I mean, Red Bulls have done a great job of putting that ball into some really quality spots there at the back post. And just, again, a near miss. Part of that is that touch that Donahue was able to get on it.
Scuro gets it in. It barely stayed in. Logan was taking a hack at it. Gets punched aside. D'Souza doesn't have too much on it. Zambrano chases. Zambrano keeps it in. No, he does not. Maybe for a second he had it in, but in the end that ball gets pushed away.
Once again, unfortunate there for them. Have done such a great job of really doing well between the 18. And just got to work on that execution.
Not much time left now. You're down towards the waning moments. Long ball sent down the field. D'Souza heads it. Adedeji. D'Souza goes down too easily in the eyes of our official. Zambrano had it for a moment. Instead, Taco comes over and takes it. Taco lays it forward. It's Hutchinson. And it gets sent away. And there's the full-time whistle. And indeed, we will need penalty kicks to decide this one. 1-1 is the tally in this one through the full 60. And we will need penalties to decide a winner. The U18s, Red Bulls won. Leicester City won. We'll wrap things up with penalty kicks right around the corner.
Yeah, I know I'm really attractive. I'm hanging on like a fridge to a magnet. The jigsaw with all the right pieces. You and me, we go good together. You and I go good together. You and I, we go good together.
You ready? MLS is game on. Don't you? On. Stars on.
Kevin Sullivan, the history maker.
30,000 friends on. Rivalries on.
Versus New York City.
MLS, this is our soccer. Game on.
Leicester City scored the opening goal in the 13th minute. New York Red Bulls on one of the final kicks of the first half tied it. Hutchinson and Nellich have the goals in full time. But we're tied to 1, and to penalty kicks we go. And as youth players, this is such a valuable experience to be able to be in this position with pressure on to try to get that extra point for your group that could ultimately decide whether or not you top the group in this tournament.
So true. A great chance to add a goal to the stat sheet if you're a young player, but also the nerves, getting yourself into a situation where you have to manage nerves, knowing some really important eyes are watching, I think can be a really tough thing. Then throw this wind in the mix. You have to wonder which way we're going to go on this one, which way the coaches, I'm sure, have decided is the best bet. I'm guessing with the wind here. That's what it's looking like. Now we're going to see the true talent of our goalkeepers. Tobias Shevchik. Can he do it again? I mean, he's come in really big in key moments here.
Well, the leading man for Leicester City is making his walk forward to start off penalties. Lorenz Hutchinson, who has proven to be a dynamic goal scorer. 8 with the U18 Leicester City group. He has the goal in this match, and if not for the right post, would have had a second one. And he will start things off here in our penalty session. He's already ready to go. Shevchik is over there as well. One of the top 14-year-old prospects in the United States. And the officials just now walking over to meet with both Donahue and Shevchik. Well, Hutchinson will stand there. A lonely soul for a long time.
He is eager and ready to go. He's looking around like, what are we waiting for here? It's like he knows it's going to find the net.
Red Bulls have a deep and talented cast of characters as goalkeepers. Aiden Stokes with the next pro group. And this 14-year-old Toby Shevchik. Lorenz Hutchinson prepares. And after a long await, Hutchinson pushes this ball over the top.
Man, that's a tough position to be in, the first to go up in this tough situation with the wind. Something that you sometimes don't account for in these moments. Those nerves full on at play here. One of their leading goal scorers at that. Even still, plenty of guys who can put it away on this team.
You do wonder if the long waits played any impact.
It might have. It really might have.
The goal scorer for Red Bulls, Dennis Nelic, swings this ball into the corner and gives the Red Bulls the edge.
Nelic taking notes there, making sure not to go too high, playing it safe with that side netting. Having a look at it here, went more of the inside of the boot rather than top of the laces. Wise move.
1-0 the edge for Red Bulls. And now Shevchik will deal with Louis Page. Page, a quick strike and a clinical finish.
Absolutely clean there from Louis Page. We'd expect nothing less, knowing this young man's track record. Have a look here. Top of the laces, boom. Lots of speed behind that.
So tied at 1, and down the list we go. Ryan Skuro will take his turn. Left-footed kick coming from Skuro. Donahue bounces. Skuro swings the leg. It gets saved. Donahue guesses in the right direction, and he makes the stop.
Well done from Donahue. Maybe some of that foot placement might have given it up, but it's a split-second reaction. So guessing the right way, you're correct there. Just getting enough of a hand on it to put it up and over.
So now all level through 2 rounds. And to round 3 we go. William Daniels toes the line now. Shevchik guessed the right way in the last round against Page. It's another left-footed boot, 3rd straight for Leicester City. This ball low, and Daniels beats the keeper. Shevchik was leaping in the air, and it tucks underneath his arm.
Unlucky there. Committing to the right direction and just quite couldn't get his glove where it needed to be. A lot of it was that pace. I think he was over jumping, maybe thinking he was going to go a little bit tighter into that low 90.
So for the first time in penalties, Leicester City have the edge. And now Timothy Logan takes his turn. Logan hits this ball. It hits the hands of Donahue, but has enough pace to beat him.
Donahue doing a great job of reading these really tough situations. Can't beat that pace, though. Having to look back at it. Solid work there from Logan.
See the reaction there of Donahue. Knew that he had the right direction in mind. Just couldn't keep it out. Tied at 2 through 3 rounds. And now the first sub steps up. It's Bismarck Owusu. A right-footed kick for the first time for Leicester City. Owusu curls this ball around and through.
I'm loving the confidence here from Owusu. Even from the second he stepped up to it, had no problem making sure that one took a little bit of flight there. Able to slot it by.
Leicester City lead 3-2. And now Junior Diouf trying to tie it once more. Donahue have guessed right the last two. He's gotten his hand on the last two. The last one just beat him. And now Diouf with a straight back run from just outside of the 18. It's a slow run up. Diouf blasts this ball, rolling it to the right to tie it yet again.
It feels painful to watch if you're a keeper. You're having someone walk up so slow. But again, the confidence, just waiting till keep chose a direction and went the opposite way.
Well, one of the best parts about Generation Adidas Cup is the youth that you see on the field. And here in the U18 age group, we're going to have 14-year-old Darren Motzi stepping in against 14-year-old Tobias Shevchik.
Remarkable to be playing at this level.
A dramatic moment in this 5th round. Motzi hits it, and Shevchik makes the save.
Incredible work there from Shevchik. Just not enough oomph behind that ball. Again, so tough. I mean, only got a few minutes there towards the end of the game. Hard to come in if you're still feeling a little cold. And then, of course, the wind. Shevchik not taking any chances on that one, though.
Now you can see Lorenz Hutchinson and William Daniels both meet Motzi, knowing the situation that they're in, and now everything relies upon the keeper, Donahue, now. As Matteo Zambrano will try to be the man that clinches this. Zambrano a back pedal. To win penalties, Matteo Zambrano scores and clinches the victory against Leicester City. 4-3 in penalties.
Incredible work there from Red Bulls. Leave it to Zambrano, guy on trial, to come in and save the day and seal the deal. Having to look back at it, and again, keeper just judges the wrong way. He goes right down the middle.
Red Bulls never led in regulation. They gave up the opening goal in the 13th minute. Leicester City shows well, and all ultimately, in the end, just run out of steam. And time for our man of the match, and it goes to Matteo Zambrano, presented by Adidas, and what a performance it was for him. Being summoned as a sub is not an easy role to come in and then have that deciding kick in the 5th round.
Right, coming in late as a sub and also on a whole new team. You're here to prove yourself. This is one really great way to do it, by slotting a goal in at a really important time to get his team the W.
Matteo Zambrano scores what proves to be the winner. 4-3 in penalties. And it's 1-1 in full time, and Red Bulls wins it in penalties. 4-3 for my partner in this one, Katie Goodman. I'm Michael Watchrank. We'll have our next match coming up in just about 30 minutes. It'll be Orlando City and Inter Milan coming up here from Bradenton, Florida. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you again soon.
This copyrighted broadcast of the 2025 Generation Adidas Cup may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer and Player Development, LLC.